Hello, this is Evangelist Dr. Robert L. McKim, Sr. Well, I found out today after going to Job and Family Services. I don't know why they didn't tell me the other day. The lady, I don't know, she didn't tell me. When I took in the pay yesterday. It was yesterday. When was yeah. Today's Wednesday. Not yesterday. Tuesday. Yesterday's Tuesday. Monday, when I got back from seeing my son in the hospital, I stopped and I gave the lady a paper with Renee's appointment on it for the 1st. She did not tell me anything when I went in there to drop off the paper for Renee's appointment on the 1st of October. Today I went in there to take in my appointment card that I had rescheduled because I wasn't feeling good yesterday to go up and get the rest of my teeth pulled out. So I rescheduled it for the 2nd. I go in today and the lady says, well, you won't get no gas vouchers starting the 1st. You'll be getting a packet in the mail that will explain how you're going to have to do things. And if you don't like it, you can take rural transit. Rural transit was going to leave us in Denison, Ohio, with no way home. All because they don't like driving past 4:30. They want to be done and all parked and home by 4:30. All doctor's appointments have to be in the mornings. But yeah, if you have a doctor that doesn't do appointments in the mornings, like, nail trimmings in the mornings, like our foot doctor, he only wants to do those in the afternoon, and he wants to do other procedures in the mornings, like biopsies and other things that he wants to do those in the mornings, and he wants to do nail trimmings in the afternoon. You cannot change what a doctor does. Otherwise, you're basically saying, sorry, doctor, you might went to school all those years, but we're running the show now.
My OBGYN.
And then Renee's OBGYN, she is only in the afternoons. Up in Canton. Same with the OBGYN that she had down here in Carrollton, that came here in Carrollton. She was only in the afternoons. Not the mornings, afternoons. There are a lot of doctors that are only in afternoons. I'm tired of having to shape my life around theirs. Either, they straighten up and do what we want them to do. I paid taxes for 26 years. Well, not 26 years. 11 years. I didn't pay taxes because I was just a newspaper carrier. But from 1988 all the way through 2001 and again in 2010, I paid taxes. What good was my tax dollars? I know I'm not going to show anybody my pay stubs to prove that I worked and paid taxes. If you don't want to believe it, if you don't want to believe it, then you know what? I don't have to prove anything. I paid taxes, and I filed taxes, and I got my of course I paid in back. Because I'm being low income, they always give people back their money. That's called unearned tax credit. Long story short. But, and there's a lot of people that think I should live in a big city, in an apartment somewhere, a government subsidized apartment. Give up the life that I have studied so hard for. Oh yeah, you studied. We're not knocking that you studied. But you don't deserve what you studied for. If you're not making money, your God is the money. And money is the root of all evil. The love of it. The love of your God is the root of all evil. And if you say no, you are lying to yourself and your God is lying to you. Granted, we need money in order to buy things, even things that we need, such as food, medicine, and clothing, and shelter. But I want to show you something. The difference between the early church and the church that we have today. If I can find that. I saved this thing. Here it is. Early believers and today's Christianity. Early believers believed, willing to sell everything they had for the gospel. They were beaten, ripped, murdered, deprived, imprisoned for the advance of the gospel. Taught sound doctrine. Studied to show thyself approved unto God. Believers delighted to learn all the scriptures, willing to pick up the cross. Light to the world, lived a set apart life, acted as living example. They thought more about others, generating love for others. Today's Christians buy a nice house in suburbs, or they have SUVs and go to social clubs called church. They stay in cozy church buildings, holding events, hoping people come. Watered down message that have nothing to do with scripture. So-called believers that know a few scriptures that tickle their fancy, not willing to do anything, let alone paying their taxes. They want gripe about paying their taxes to help other people that are sick and lame in their bodies. Wants to blend in and do everything that pagans do. About me. Put on a phony show. That's what this one post said about the difference between early Christianity and today's Christianity. Now, there's people that thinks I should just get an antenna. But as I have stated before, I will not be able to get much here putting up an antenna, except Channel 9 and the Fox News channel that Channel 9 has, and the oldies shows. My pastor, he lives out down the road here in a subdivision up on a hill. He has an out antenna, but he lives up on a hill. He lives higher than I do, so he can get more stations. But he also works a full-time job in Canton, Ohio. So he's not home all day long. Neither is his wife. She also works in Canton, Ohio. But yet he thinks I should just get an antenna and put up and do away with the satellite. And if I did away with the satellite, I wouldn't be able to watch NCIS, Law and Order, any of my sci-fi shows I enjoy, because you can't get sci-fi on an antenna. You only can get sci-fi through either cable or satellite, or on the internet. But yet you have to have cable or a satellite subscription to get things on the internet free, or subscribe on the internet. Right now I'm only paying $66.12 for the satellite a month, and then $77 and some change for the internet and home phone. And I have to have the internet to get the home phone at a reduced rate. They do not just do a home phone, not the cable. And let me tell you, I cannot have a home phone with Frontier. Frontier charges a lot more. They charge $80-some for just a home phone. And last time I had a home phone with Frontier, it didn't work right. They tried to say there was something wrong with my wiring. Well, that seems kind of strange, because when I first moved here in 2010, it worked fine. The only thing I didn't like, the price kept going up and up and up and up and up and up. So I went to cable. So it was a little cheaper, and it stayed the same amount all the time. It didn't go up. Every time I got a bill, it would go up. It would be more. Plus, I have faster internet. But there's people that think this is what we should do. Just, shut the internet off. Have no internet. And have no TV except an antenna that doesn't get diddly squat. And just sit here and twiddle our thumbs all the time. Because that's all they think that we should do. We can't work or hold a job, then we just don't have the right to have communication. Years ago, the word traveled. Joshua, when Joshua and the Israelites were going through the Promised Land, conquering, people knew about the Israelites and what they were doing, and they knew about their God, and they were afraid because word traveled. Today, we gotta have cell phones, and you gotta have internet service for a cell phone to get email and stuff on and it's easier or cheaper to go through your own home internet than it is going through the internet service on a cell phone service. Another thing too is those people think we shouldn't have a cell phone. So no home phone, no internet, no cell phone, no TV. Alright, if something happens, how am I supposed to get a hold of the ambulance or the fire department? Answer that question. How about we just burn up in our house? Or we both end up so bad sick we can't get a hold of anybody. Because my dad doesn't, my dad's 80 years old. He don't want to drive up here. He'll drive Newcomer's Town, but he doesn't like driving up here. From Dover to Newcomer's Town, he'll drive. Or down to where he knows, where he knows how to go to and get to, he'll drive. But when it comes to driving up here, he don't know this area, so he don't know nothing about this area, and he doesn't like driving up here. And I know I'm not living outside in the sticks like some people think I am, in the country where I'm miles from any civilization. About a hop, skip, and a jump, maybe half a mile up the road is Drug Mart. This time, Discount Drug Mart, where I do get my medication and do a lot of my grocery shopping. And then down the road is the Dollar General store. Eggs went up to $2.50 a dozen now. All I could do was get 5 dozen the other day. So I still have some more money left over to buy milk and some other stuff. Because before it was $2 a dozen. I was thinking about getting a little bit more eggs than what I did get because I didn't know it went up. Don't know you until you go to the store. It's not getting any better for the poor, the lame, the sick. And there's people that think, oh, you're not lame in your body. Well, excuse me, what do you consider scoliosis? What do you consider spina bifida occulta or spondylolisthesis or osteoarthritis? If that isn't being lame, then you know what? You don't know nothing. Granted, I got a CB radio and a ham radio and scanner. You know what? Not all the time is somebody on there to get help. And the handheld radios, you only can pick up the local repeater with a handheld radio. Local, that means the repeater here in Carrollton, well, outside Carrollton, at Lance's place. That's who runs the 2-meter repeater. And then Randy has the other repeater, and he lives up by Minerva, in between Minerva and Malvern in the country. That's the only local repeaters we have around here. There's a man that his name's Gary, and that's all I'm going to say. That lives down in Harrison County. He thinks that because, you know, I'm part of the group down there, I should always get on the repeaters down there. But I live up here, and if I'm on a handheld radio, I wouldn't be able to get on the repeaters down there. I have to have an outside antenna, and you cannot put up an outside antenna at a government subsidized apartment complex. It's against the rules. Even though it's not against the law, it's against the rules. There's a man that's in the club down there that had a house. He gave up his house. I think he sold it. So he doesn't have an outside antenna no more. He lives in an apartment in the basement. The basement of an apartment. All he has is his handheld radio. He used to run the nets on Monday nights. He can't do that no more. He can't hit the repeater where he lives at on a handheld radio down in Denison, Ohio, because he lives in the basement. But a lot of people don't understand. They think there's some people out there think that ham radio operators just get on there and talk, and just on there for fun. I'm not on the radio for fun. I'm on the radio to help people in need when the time comes. It's called emergency services. See, that's what I'm into. The emergency services of amateur radio and CB radio. Not just to get on there and have fun, just to jibber jabber like some other people do. Occasionally I get on there to make sure my radio is working okay. But people, they think, well, let the 911 people do that. Let the firefighters do that. Let the EMTs do that. Let the police do that, because that's their job. It's not your job to do the right thing. Well, it's not. I'm done saying what I need to say for now. There's some more things I want to talk about here later, but I'm almost out of time and battery on this camera. God bless you. Have a blessed day for now.